As you all know, this week is the 17th week of the workshop. So last week we discussed about, in fact, if you look into the entire structure of the course, we are coming very gradually towards the very advanced topics. 16 weeks we have covered a very elaborate, including from very basics, because many people on the first week and second week were not in a position to understand the advanced things. So we have taken in-depth basics. Since then, we are talking on the functions, and we covered so many formulas. So in fact, I have covered most of the important functions. Maybe if you count the number of functions which I have covered, I'm sure the number is maybe more than 100. But as I always mention, we should not bother much about the count, but we must always understand the logics and rules of the functions. So though today is the 17th week, I need to cover the data validation. As I already told you, we are 2 weeks back, actually, since we are covering so many assignments in between. That's the reason we are actually into the 15th week topic only, that is working with the arrays. As I already mentioned, no problem, though it is 25-week course, the entire one. Maybe if institute permits, we may extend for 1 or 2 weeks, but don't worry about the syllabus, because I don't want to be rushed with respect to the topics. So that's the reason we are still with the 15th week topic, though we are on 17th week. So last week I have covered about the concept of arrays. As you all know, the array is nothing but the range decoding. So in the formula, as you all know, there are ranges you can keep. Once you decode the range, that's nothing but an array. So let this Excel file open. Yeah, let me have a very quick recap what I have covered in the last week, because you need to understand the little basics into the arrays. Today I'll take one case study properly on the interest calculation, and whatever we have done with the sum if function, considering the same, we'll solve all those things which we have solved using sum if and other interest calculation, we will do with array functions. But before applying the array formulas, we must understand what exactly the array is. Last week I have started this topic. Array is nothing but a decoded form of the range. Okay, array must be always closed in the flower bracket. I request every participant, please keep in mute. If you have any question, I request you to keep in the chat box. Array must be always covered in the flower bracket. Array is of two types. In the formula, you can keep the array constant. You can also have an array calculation. Every participant, please keep in mute. Okay. Sorry to say this, I'm just keeping everyone in mute. Yeah, okay, now everyone are in mute. Can someone please confirm whether my voice is audible? Could you please put in the chat box, either Kasturi or Sharma sir, anyone? Great, thank you so much. Yeah. So array calculation and array constant. What is the array constant? Decoded form of any range. Array constant allows only the following, because I already told you, once you decode a range, in a cell we can either enter number or text or boolean value. So obviously in the array you can have any of these three, but if something goes wrong, it can be even an error also part of your array. So that is what it allows. But in the array, you cannot have the cell reference, you cannot have the range, you cannot have the defined name, you cannot even have the formula, you cannot have the function, you cannot have one more array. The meaning is, because array itself is decoded form of the cell, so there is no question of keeping a cell inside the array. There is no question of keeping the range inside the array. No defined name, no formula, no function, and nested array is not possible. So one array cannot be part of another array, means nested is not possible. We have covered. Array constant or array calculation must be used in the formula. We already know it. As you all know, normal formulas we execute by using enter key, whereas when it comes to the array, we should execute by using Control Shift Enter. Okay. Now we have taken a couple of examples. If you observe here, when you put equal to A1, because this is one single cell, I am writing the formula, and this is also one single cell that is possible to get. Okay. Sir, what is the difference between function and formula? I think Kasturi, I covered this when I was talking about the rules of the functions and rules of the formula. If you observe, it was on the third week, but don't worry, let me quickly cover. Formula executes, okay, an expression. For example, in MS Excel, how Excel understands that I am writing a formula, whenever you keep equal sign, that means I am writing a formula. If I put 10 plus 10, this is a formula. So let me have a formula text. Formula text. So this is formula. Okay. Now, for example, 10 is there, 20 is there, 30 is there. If I want to sum all these three, what I need to do? I can do this plus this plus this. Okay. So this is also one expression you can write. But instead of doing this, what Excel has given us, Excel has given us a piece of program already. That program name is called sum function. What Excel told at the back end, Mr. Saran, instead you need to add manually, you can select this entire range in the program called sum. So function is nothing but a name of the program. So this sum function has line items of the code. Once you keep close bracket, enter, what happens? Excel will execute this code. What this code is, it takes all the values inside and it's going to total. Now let me enter. So this, okay, both are function, both are formulas. But second formula is using a function of Excel called sum. Okay, I hope Kasturi you got the point. Functions are the one given by the MS Excel, Microsoft. Of course, functions provided by Microsoft, provided by MS Excel, those all you can find in the formulas tab. You can go to different categories of the functions. These all functions are not created. These all functions created by Microsoft Excel. However, in MS Excel, it is possible to create our own functions. Okay, one using VBA. Okay, that we call it as a user-defined functions. Okay, since our session is not about programming, I'm not going in depth inside. So you can create your own function. So this we call it as a UFD, user-defined functions. And there is one more way you can create a function using the add-ins. Of course, add-in is also having a VBA. So let me not write here because anyway, using VBA includes add-in. The second one, there is a new function introduced called lambda. Okay, very recently they introduced, not even a month, 1.5 months back. So what this function does, using this function, you can create your own functions. Of course, this is part of Microsoft 365 insider users. So very soon they will be releasing this function for the public. So because of lambda, I'm sure whoever knowing the programming language, you might be hearing this word called lambda. In other programming languages, this is very familiar. Lambda gives us a scope to prepare our own function. Okay, so one is using a VBA, the other one is lambda. Other than these two, remaining all functions created or given by MS Excel. Okay, I hope you got the difference, Kasturi, between the formula and the function. Okay. So in this case, since one cell, I'm requesting to get into the other cell, so I'll get my answer 10. But in this case, because I'm looking for 3 values into one single cell, Excel is saying it's not possible. So I got the value error because I have given a reason here. You are writing a formula into one single cell, but by calling three cells. That's not possible. That's the reason Excel has given a value error. However, friends, in Office 365, there is a concept called spill. I have already covered this. The concept of spill is that because you are calling three values, Excel realized that it should not give the value error because this is in Office 365. So when it is having a space to fit these three values. So once I enter, automatically those three values will fit. Okay. So this is what exactly it does. If you want me to try again, I'll do that. I'll simply select these three cells. Once I enter, because there is a space to fit these values, I get my answer automatically. I know your question, Mr. Saran, if here I have written A, B, C. Now I am writing equal to these three. If I enter, is there a space of three cells, three rows and one column here? No, because there is only a space of two rows. So once I enter, Excel gives me, instead of a value error, it's gonna be the spill error. Spill is nothing but, Mr. Saran, I cannot spill this because there is some value in my area. So you better go and delete that area. I'm sure I can spill. Once I click delete, that comes automatically. Friends, this concept is nothing but a dynamic array. So your array will change dynamically. Now in the same way, here also, but friends, once you select this data, okay, let me put equal to, once I select this data, once I select this and put F9, as I already told you, F9 is the shortcut to decode. This is the decoded form of the range of A1 colon A3. How do Excel know at the back end that these all three are one below other? The very important indication is semicolon. So in the array, semicolon indicates the row wise, comma is indication of the column wise. So if you have the data like this, check it out. This is my data, three cells. When I am calling one cell, that's possible, but when I'm trying to call three cells, it's a value error. So when I decode this, what is the meaning of decode? When you just select this data, when you click F9, because my data is one after another, so it's going to give me array constant with comma as a separation, because at the backend Excel understands that these three values are one after another. Okay, so both are not same. For your information, this and this is not same. In fact, this is 3 by 1 matrix and this is 1 by 3 matrix. Let me go a little further. If you decode this entirely, this is the way you get it. If you decode this entirely, this is the way you get it. If you decode this entirely, this is the way you get it. Okay, so that is the way we can start working. Friends, today let me go a little in depth of the arrays where we can use in the formulas. Everyone please concentrate. For example, now what I do, I will just take three cells equal to in the flower bracket. As I already told you, in the formula, I can even write the arrays also. Now, since I kept the flower bracket, that means I'm writing an array constant. I'll put 10, comma 20, comma 30, close flower bracket. So this formula is having an array constant. I want to display this array in this area selected. Okay, but normally if you enter, you may get only the answer 10. But friends, if I do Control Shift Enter, what I told you, if you want to fit the array constant in the area, you need to do Control Shift Enter. If I do Control Shift Enter, can you please tell me what will happen? Because the area which I have selected is equal to the array here, because it's a 1 by 3 matrix, the area which I have also selected is 1 by 3 matrix. So if I do Control Shift Enter, I'll get my answer 10, 20, 30. It exactly fits. For example, let me take here in flower bracket 10, 20, 30. If I just do Control Shift Enter, what will happen? Can anyone tell? If I simply do Control Shift Enter, though I want to fit this into the three cells data, because only one single cell I have selected, first value will come. Control Shift Enter. Okay. For example, if I selected only two cells, 10, 20. Could you please put in the chat box? Could you please put in the chat box what will appear in the selected area if I do Control Shift Enter? Though it is 3 cells value, since I have only selected 2 cells one after other, I'll get 10, 20. So Control Shift Enter. If I do here equal to 10, 20, 30, it's already covered. 10, 20, 30. Control Shift Enter. If I take 4 cells, if I do equal to 10, 20, 30, if I do Control Shift Enter, could you please guess the answer in this case? 10, I'm sure. 20, I'm also sure. 30, I'm also sure. What about the fourth one? What Excel filled with the fourth cell? Anyone please? Can anyone please answer this? Put in the chat box. Excel give me 10 here, 20 here, 30 here. Since the fourth value is not there, it is going to give us an error. Try to understand. Friends, how Excel knows that I'm executing as an array? If you observe, once you're done with the Control Shift Enter, if you look into the formula bar, before the equal sign, after end of the formula, I got the flower bracket. Check it out, even here. Check it out, even here. Check it out, even here. Check it out, even this one also. This is an indication for the user, whoever looking into this, that we entered this as an array formula. Kasturi, I kept the formula here in B31. So I have selected these 3 cells. I have written, okay, I have selected these 3 cells. I have written this, I did Control Shift Enter. In fact, this and B31 both are same. Let me highlight this so that you'll get to know that these all 3 together you need to select, because that is very important to have an array. So what I'll be doing, I'll just give the border for this so that you can understand. This is the border for array, this is the border, and this is the border. Okay, this is the border. Now let us go a little further. Friends, can you please guess what may be the answer in this case? 10, 20, 30. If I do Control Shift Enter, what will happen? This is 3 by 1 matrix, as you all know, but I want to fit into only one single cell. So I have selected first row, first column. So out of this array, can you please tell me what is the first row, first column? 10. Control Shift Enter. So my answer is 10. Okay. For example, if I take these two, let me select these two, flower bucket 10 semicolon 20 semicolon 30. Could you please tell me what will come? Though it is 3 by 1 matrix, because 10 semicolon 20 semicolon 30, but I have selected 2 rows. So out of this 2 rows data will fit. So 10 in the first cell, 20 in the second cell. If I do Control Shift Enter. Wow. For example, let me go a little further. If I take 3 cells, if I do 10 semicolon 20 semicolon 30, if I do Control Shift Enter, what will happen? Now the array constant is equal to the selection. So this data will exactly fit into the selection. If I do Control Shift Enter, I'll get my answer. Could you please guess the last example? 10 semicolon 20 semicolon 30. If I do Control Shift Enter, can you please guess what will happen? Okay, here there are 3 values, but the selection I have selected is the 4 rows. 4th row value is not there. Since it's not available, it's an error. Okay, so let me select this, let me select this, and let me select this. Okay, now friends, now let me take some bigger data. Finally, can you please guess what it's going to display? 30, 40. If I do Control Shift Enter, can you please tell me what Excel fits in this area? If you observe, this gonna be 2 columns and 2 rows, because 10, 20 is the first row having 2 columns, 30, 40 is the second row. But I have selected is a 3 by 3 matrix, but this is 2 by 2 matrix. So my Excel gives me 10 here, 20 here, 30 here, 40 here. Since third column is not there, not available error. Third row is not there, not available error. If I do Control Shift Enter, third row, third column, NA remaining, it exactly fits. Okay, so this one you please give the answer. Equal to 10 semicolon 20 comma 30 semicolon 40. If I do Control Shift Enter, where Excel fits this data? If I do Control Shift Enter, could you please tell me where Excel fits this data? Put in the chat box. I request everyone in the class be please interactive in the session. Everyone please be interactive. Okay, so for your information, if I do Control Shift Enter, Excel cannot fit this data. You will get the pop-up message. You'll get to know why. Don't worry. Okay, let me give this in a text format. Enter. For your information, this is a pop-up. You know the reason why? Okay, let me first put the border. As per MS Excel, this is not possible. This is not possible. This array constant is not possible. You know why? Let me give you the reason. Arrays always read row wise, but not column wise. Okay, that means what arrays does, you know, first it reads this, then it reads this. Okay, then it will fill the data here. So it always goes in this way. Let me just give the border so that once I share this file, you can understand. Friends, many people are continuously requesting for the files. Today also, I already shared the entire folder link. So once you access the link, these all folders, you will get it automatically. So I need not to share individual folders because I have shared you the Vijayawada branch Excel workshop entire folder. So you can simply go and open any of the files. So the same folder will be there till the end of the workshop. Okay, make sure that you download the files because as I already mentioned, my every session is connected to the previous sessions. So if you are not sure about the previous classes, it is little difficult for you to understand. So let me go here. Let's take the shape just to make it for better understanding, because later when you start reading this, you must be in a position to know what exactly this is. So my point is Excel always reads like this. Now Control V, this is the way, then Control V, this is the way. Okay, from here it comes to this side. Okay, and going here. Just give me 1 minute, friends. Just give me 1 minute. I'm really sorry. Sorry for the little disturbance. So this is the next one. So my point is when you are trying to give array first look into the row, first row, then it looks into the second row, then it look into the third row. It never read like this. So this way of reading the array is not possible. Okay, so that's the reason this array doesn't have any meaning. When you are trying to do Control Shift Enter, it has given me the pop-up. Now let's come into the small expressions. Now what I do, I'll take 4 cells data equal to in flower bracket 10 comma 20 comma 30 plus 10. Could you please guess what will happen in this case? It's very simple. 10 is the first row, first column. 20 is the second column, first row. 30 is the third column, first row. I am adding for a constant array with another value constant. So since this is a constant 10, this 10 will be applicable to the every value in the array. So at the back end, once I select this, if you want to see how Excel do this at the back end, you can simply put F9. Let me put F9. If I do F9, you know what will happen? Excel do this calculation and give me the result. Check it out. 10, 20, 30 array constant plus 10 constant. Excel executed as 20, 30, 40 because 10 is nothing but a constant will be applicable for every value. If I do Control Shift Enter, 20 will come, 30 will come, 40 will come. Because fourth value is not there, I'll get not available. Because not available plus 10 is not available. As simple as it. Now let me take another example. Concentrate everyone. 10, 20, 30, right? Comma 40 plus 40, 30, 20, 10. Can anyone tell me what will be the answer if I do Control Shift Enter? Why I need to do Control Shift Enter first of all? Because I want to execute the result as an array constant. Okay, so 10 in this array first value it will consider. So 10 plus 40, 20 plus 30, 30 plus 20, 40 plus 10. So 50, 50, 50, 50 is my answer. Wow. Going into the practical, no, my style of taking the session is until give you the clear understanding with respect to the formulas or concepts, I'll not go ahead into the assignments. So let me take a couple of other examples. Now let's take 10, 20, 30, 40 plus 10, 20, 30. If I do Control Shift Enter, could you please tell me what will happen? 10 plus 10, 20, 20 plus 20, 40, 30 plus 30, 60, 40 plus, because fourth value is not there, not available, 40 plus not available is not available error. Okay, so just for your information, let me give what formula I have written here so that you can understand. Okay, now friends, concentrate. Equal to in the flower bracket, oops, A, comma, B, comma, C, comma, okay, flat bracket, join with, let me write A or else Z. Could you please tell me what will happen? If I want to do Control Shift Enter, that means I want Excel has to execute as an array formula. I want Excel to join this value with each value in the array. So if I do Control Shift Enter, I'll get AZ, then BZ, then CZ. So when you select this, if you put F9 at the back end, you will see the answer. Check it out. Okay, but I don't want to do F9. I'll do Control Shift Enter so that I can see the result directly in the formula instead of in the formula bar. Okay, now friends, this is another array example. Now, everyone please concentrate. Very important thing I'm covering. For example, equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, greater than or equal to 25. If I do Control Shift Enter, could you please tell me what is the answer it's going to give? Yeah, 4 values are there. I can fit into the 4 cells. That's fine. So 10 is 10 greater than or equal to 25? False. Is 20 greater than or equal to 25? False. Is 30 greater than or equal to 25? True. Then true. So I'll get false, false, true, true. But is false, false, true, true possible to get into the array? Yes. What I told you, array can only accept numbers, text, and Boolean value. Just to see at the back end what is the answer, you can put F9. So false, false, true, true. So I can do Control Shift Enter. So I'll still get the same answer of false, false, true, true. For example, this time what I do, I'll not do anything. Let me do Control C, Control V. Now I'll simply keep the bracket for this. Now if I do Control Shift Enter, can you please tell me what is the answer in this case? Do you think it's going to give the same answer or different answer? Do you think Excel gonna give us the same answer or different answer? Think an answer. For your information, in maths, bracket, if you keep something, just because you are keeping a bracket, the calculation will not change. That means if I keep the bracket here, Whether I remove the bracket or keep the bracket, because already the entire expression I have written, the formula result will not change. So what I do, let me do Control Shift Enter. The answer is same. If anyone have any question understanding this, please let me know. Okay. Now carefully please answer in this case. Now copy this and paste here so that you can see what formulas I'm writing. Now friends, I'll just take this formula, same formula. Let me select this area, paste it. If I put into one, if I do Control Shift Enter, could you please tell me what is the answer? If I do Control Shift Enter, false. Actually, try to understand. This one first Excel calculated at the back end. Do you all agree with me? Yes. If I put F9, this gives me false, false, true, true. So false into one, false into one, true into one, true into one. So I already told you on the second day, while I was talking about the expressions, in the arithmetic expression, when you keep a Boolean value automatically turns as 1 in case of true, 0 in case of false. So false into 1 is 0, false into 1 is 0, true into 1 is 1, true into 1 is 1, Control Shift Enter, so I'll get 0, 0, 1, 1. I hope you all are remembering the small concepts, whatever I've covered. Friends, as I already told you last time, many a times people don't keep minus minus. Instead, they keep, sorry, they don't put it into one, they'll put minus minus before this. Because minus minus is equal to into one. Both are one and the same. Minus one into minus one. So if I do Control Shift Enter, I'll get the same result as an answer. Okay. What will be the answer if you multiply with minus 1? See, it's obvious. You will get 0, 0, then minus 1, minus 1. Simple question. Let me put Control V. I'll put minus 1. So obviously, true into minus 1. Sorry, false into minus 1, false into minus 1, true into minus 1, true into minus 1. Because I'm multiplying, that means it's an arithmetic expression. In the arithmetic expression, true will become 1, false will become 0. I'll get 0, 0, minus 1, minus 1. Simple. Any question, Arun? Any confusion? Great. Now, friends, for example, there is amount to 1, there is amount to 2, there is amount to 1, minus, there is an amount to 2, right? 10, 20, 30 is there. 5, 12, 14. Okay. Now, normally what we do, if we want to do this minus this, we'll put this minus this, copy and paste. I hope you all agree with me. This is the way we write the formula. But if you are master in arrays, what I write, I'll select this. I'll just select this minus. I'll just select this. I'll do Control Shift Enter. You know why? Because if I do Control Shift Enter, Excel first decodes this F9, then Excel decodes this at the back end. I'm just giving you the re-engineering of the formula. Excel decodes this at the back end. Then Excel decodes this at the back end. 10 minus 5, 20 minus 12, 30 minus 14, so F9. So if I take this data, this is equal to 3 by 1 matrix. So I have selected 3 by 1 matrix. So this data will exactly fit into this cell. So if I do Control Shift Enter, this is what my answer. But this is all after decoded, right? Now I want Excel to decode at the back end. Control Shift Enter. Take it out. Simple. You know the advantage of this, okay, then this is, for example, even in our day-to-day work of CA practice, we do the balance sheet and P&L. We prepare in a very nice way. But even after prepared, spent a lot of time, we got some difference. Assets and liabilities are not tying up. There is a difference of, let's say, 28,540 rupees. Then we try to rectify, we try to go back and try to do R&D, but because of the less time, what we do, we just look around. If no one is observing, we'll go to a particular cell and we'll put plus so on so amount balancing figure. So there is a chance people can simply add this with 2, because Out of all these three, it's very difficult for you to know where people has added, okay, value, right? But in this case, if you're trying to put +2, do you think Excel accepts? No. You know the reason why? Because Excel is saying, first let me enter, you'll get to know what will happen. What Excel is changing, Mr. Saran, you cannot change the part of the array. Why? Because these all three values together, I got it as an array. How can you come and change the part of the array? I'm really sorry, that will not work. That's what Excel is saying. I request every participant in the class, please keep in mute. Okay, thank you. So that's the reason these formulas are always appreciable, because when you have a huge data of 10,000 cells, 20,000 cells, we are not sure what users may do in between. Though it looks like you have copied and pasted the formula till the end, but in between user just keep plus whatever the figure they want, and let's say this is 5. So we generally think that the answer is 13 only, which is correct, because we just copy and paste this still below, and in between people write plus whatever the balancing figure, that's possible. But in this cases, when he is trying to edit only one single cell, it's not possible. If he want to edit, he has to edit all the 3 cells, or he has to delete all the 3 cells, or he has to keep all the 3 cells together. Okay. Now what I do, I'll take amount to 1, I'll take amount to 2, I'll take amount to 1, my multiplication with amount to 2. Concentrate everyone, very important. 10, 20, 30. I have 1, 2, 3. So if I do this, normally what I do, this into this, copy, paste, so that I'll get the sum of these two arrays. So this is the total. But instead what I can do, I can select this, multiplication with this. If I do Control Shift Enter, do you think I'll get the correct answer? Yes. Do you want me to decode at the back end? What will happen? Let me put F9. I can see, okay, Excel decodes this like this. Excel decodes this one like 1, 2, 3. Excel decodes this one at the back end like this, because it's a 3 by 1 matrix. So I have selected is also 3 by 1 matrix, Control Shift Enter. But I need not to decode manually. Let Excel do it for me. So Control Shift Enter, still you'll get the same answer. Now I'll simply get, yes, I'll talk about the sum product. Okay. But friends, to get the sum of this, why I need to write a sum function after the array? Can't I do it everything together? Yes, equal to sum. Consider this multiplication with this. Normally, if you write this in your Excel, you will get the value error. You will get the value error because Excel doesn't understand this language in a normal formula. As I already told you, if you click enter, that means it is an instruction for the Excel to execute the normal formula. That means it calculates always once at the back. But if I do Control Shift Enter, that means I'm executing this as an array formula. That means I'm giving an instruction to Excel at the back end. Excel in this formula, wherever there is a chance of multiple calculation as an array, please do it. And finally apply the sum function. That's the meaning of it. If I do Control Shift Enter, I'll get my answer. Wow. Okay. So, but only for the product, not for any other thing. Only for the product. Now let me write this format text. You can see what it is. Yeah. There is one more function in MS Excel called sum product. What is function? It multiply all the arrays what you give. I can simply take this, comma, I can simply take this. Since that by default it is asking array 1 and array 2, so it automatically does the job because the sum product itself is to multiply 2 arrays. So if once I enter, I'll get my correct answer. So the difference between sum function and sum product is, in the case of multiplication, you can use both. But in case of sum product, you need not to do Control Shift Enter. Whereas in case of this, you can do Control Shift Enter. So, sir, if you delete amount 30, what is the result? Nothing. If I delete this considered as a blank cell. So 10 into 1, 10, 20 into 2, 40, blank cell into 3, 0. So here also blank cell means 0. 0 into nothing is nothing. So let me delete this. So if you want to see at the back end how Excel decodes this, let me put F9, F9 is nothing but 0 because when you're trying to refer the blank cell, it's a 0. You got the point, my friend Kasturi? Yes, great. Okay. Now let me give you one small practical example. In case of intraday trading, how you calculate the turnover? Let's say realized profit is there. Okay. If it is positive, that means it's a profit. If it is negative, it's a loss, equal to, and between, let's say minus 1000 to let's say minus 100 to plus 1000. Let us wish he got the profit. But copy paste special values. Copy paste special values. But how you calculate the turnover as per the income tax? Can anyone put here? Turnover is nothing but all positives plus all negatives. So what I need to do, I need to use a function called ABS, equal to ABS. What this function does, it converts every value into positive. Then I need to use a function called sum, so that this is my turnover, equal to formula text. Okay. I hope you are getting my point, right? Okay. Now, but instead of writing ABS for every formula and getting this value, instead of having this supporting column, can't I directly get this answer? Yes. What I do now, equal to sum. In that put ABS. Ideally, ABS must have only one number as an argument. That means, Mr. Sharan, you give me a number, I'll convert this into a positive value. If it is already positive, I'll keep the same. If it is a negative, I'll put as a positive. Now, let me select this. Close bracket. Close bracket. Normally, if you enter, you will get a value error. You know why? Because ABS is expecting only one value, but you have entered 10 values, right? At 12 values, whatever it is, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 12 values. But ABS function works only for one number, right? That's the reason I'll not just enter, because once you click enter, it executes as a normal formula. In this case, what I need to do, I want to execute this formula as an array formula. So once I execute this as an array formula, every page will be decoded at the back end. Excel finally reach this. So Excel decodes this at the back end. Then Excel apply this answer. Then Excel go for some function. So ABS will work for A96, then A97, then A98, and so on. ABS function works 12 times at the backend, then store in the memory of Excel. Finally, it applies the sum. Control Shift Enter. Wow. I hope everyone got the point what I have done. Because of this technique, I avoided using this formula. Now, even if this is not there, this column is not there, what if only press enter? If you just press enter, as I already told you, my MS Excel is having Office 365. In Office 365, even you enter it, understand it as an array. But if it is an old version, other than Office 365, you will get only the answer of 34, because you are writing the formula which having this 34 as an intersection. Because Excel always calculates the ABS function once. It will not calculate n number of times at the back. I hope you got the point, Prasul. Yeah. Control Shift Enter, can we say will activate dynamic array functionality? Yes. Dynamic array is entirely different, Arun. Control Shift Enter means I want to execute as an array formula. So I already told you, Excel has two types of formulas. One, normal formulas, execute using enter key. Array formulas, execute using control plus shift plus enter key combination. So equal to, understand, you will get to know, equal to rank between, let me take -100 to +100, copy paste first values. When I put here ABS, when I take this, if I enter, because mine is Office 365, it automatically spill. Because though Excel is looking for one number, because I have taken the range, since Excel understood this automatically, so it runs automatically. But you try in your computer, if it is not Office 365, you will only get the answer of 58. Because I clicked enter, Excel considered it as a normal formula. Of course, this is actually a dynamic array, my friend. Who asked this question? Arun. Arun, this is a dynamic array. So whenever I change this, this automatically changes. For example, now when I do this, when I want to refer a dynamic array, select this, you put simply the hash symbol. Hash having lot of meaning. No, rather, I did not say ABS is available in Office 365. ABS is there since 2003. I'm giving you the different methods. If you enter in Office 365, what will happen? In the earlier version, what will happen? In this case, if I just do the ABS, select this, enter. Rather, if your system, if your Excel is not Office 365, if you take these values, if you write the formula here, if you enter, you will get only 58. Because enter means calculate once. Because you are writing which is intersecting this row, you'll get the answer as 58. Because mine is Office 365, it works for every value and give me the spell. I did not say ABS is in Office 365. I said dynamic array concept is in Office 365. If I want to refer this entire result, what I can simply do, you can simply select this. What is the advantage of selecting this, you know? If I enter, automatically those values will come. For example, friends, for example, now let me take till 45 only. Obviously, Excel spill till here because I referred this dynamic array. Once I enter, this also has taken only till here. That is the meaning of dynamic array. Okay, so let me go here. I hope everyone understood how to get directly the answer without taking the supporting column here, control shift enter. Yes. Now what I do, let me go back to the previous sessions where I have covered about the conditional functions. Just give me 1 minute time. Let me search for the conditional sum functions. So I think conditional sum function examples is here. Let me open this. I hope you all remembered what I have done. Okay. I have taken all these case studies. Okay. So I have used sum ifs, count ifs, average ifs, and so on. Not this one I'm looking for. I have given 3 assignments actually. Getting the data range wise, year wise, month wise. Yes, absolutely. This result I have covered in the next week. Yes, this is the one which I'm looking for. Let this file open. I hope you all remembered. I got 4 columns: company, area, date, sales. Okay. Then I got the answer range wise. Then I got the answer year wise, method 1 and method 2. I solved the same thing in 2 methods. But I said this is not possible using sums. In fact, I have not given a solution for this. That time, if you remember, I might have told you, wherever normal formulas fails, arrays will come into the picture. That is what I might have covered. Everyone, please concentrate. Please concentrate. I'm just giving you a very quick recap of the sum if function. So if I want to get the total of Swiggy by using the sum if function, what I need to do, equal to sum if, look into the range of sales, okay, comma, sorry, look into the range of company for what? For Swiggy, get the total from the sales column, close bracket. If I enter, I'll get my answer 46678. 46678. Okay. Now let's have the sum function. Can I solve the same by using the sum function? Yes, I can solve the same thing by using the sum as an array function. Possible. Have a look. Very important topic I'm covering. Friends, actually, concentrate everyone. If I want to get the Swiggy total, can I do like this? Swiggy. I told you already how Excel do at the back end. Excel cross check whether this value is equal to Swiggy. Then Excel check it out whether it is true or false. Then Excel will multiply the sales value with true and false. Then wherever it is true, it's going to give you the answer. Then finally, Excel is going to apply the sum function. This is what your sum function is doing at the back end. Do you all understood the work which I have done just now? I have already covered last time while I was talking about the sum function. The recipe of the sum function at the back end. When you look into this formula, Excel is looking into a column for Swiggy. If it matches the respective value in the D column, it is multiplying and it is storing all these values at the back end, finally giving you the result of sum if. Simple. Okay. So this is the manual method Excel is doing. What I do now, equal to, concentrate everyone. Anyway, this is the answer I want. So put this. But I cannot keep this, right? This is nothing but sum of this. So let me put here, I'm sorry, let me go to the, equal to sum of F2 colon F500. This is the one I'm looking for. Wonderful. But my question is, F2 colon F500 is nothing but B2 colon B500 multiplication with E2 colon E500. Do you all agree with me? Yes, because F column result is nothing but multiplication of these two columns. So what I can do, D2 colon B500 multiply with E2 colon E500. This is what I have written. If you observe in the previous example, amount 1 multiply with amount 2. So what Excel does at the back end, because this is a 499 by 1 matrix, and this is also 499 by 1 matrix. First value in this matrix will multiply with the first value in this matrix. Second value in this matrix will multiply with the second value in this matrix, and so on. It calculates at the back end 499 times. If I do Control Shift Enter, I should get the correct answer. But if you want to see at the back end how it works as an array, have a look. Excel first takes this and F9. It decodes all 499 values. Then Excel takes the second array. This one, let me put F9. Excel decode. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me put F9. Excel has given me true and false. Check it out. Everyone, please concentrate. Yeah. Oops. It's a very big array. See, if you observe, these all are 499 values of true and false, and these all are 499 numbers. Then now if I take this and this matrix, if I multiply with this matrix, first value in that matrix multiply with the first value. If I put F9, then wherever true is there, you got an answer. False is there, 0. Because I told you true and false will become 1 and 0 in case of arithmetic expression. Now Excel calculates this at the back end. This is the answer. But you need not to do re-engineering at the back end. Let Excel do at the back end. Wow, Control Shift Enter. That's all. So equal to formula text, copy and paste. Wow, this is simple than this. Of course, sum if is also important, but I'm just trying to tell you, even without having a sum if, still you can get the correct answer. That's what my point. Instead, but here the point is, Mr. Saran, EF column is not part of your original data. How can you select the E column? Very good question. I hope you got the point. E column I created my own, but E column is nothing but true and false. How you got true and false? Open bracket. I asked Excel, company, please cross check whether it is equal to Swiggy or not. D2 colon D500, let me rename as a sales. Try to understand now. What I'm trying to do, company is nothing but 499 by 1 matrix. If I do F9, every value here will be decoded. So 499 times, if you observe, 499 values are there. But every value I want to cross check whether it is equal to V2, that's a Swiggy. So when I just select this part and put F9, then I'm going to get true and false. This is what I got even earlier. Now this is nothing but my numbers, F9. I'm sorry. This is nothing but my numbers, F9. So this matrix and this matrix, I'll get the correct answer. Now let me write the final formula to give you better understanding how arrays works. Equal to sum. Then I want to multiply sales column with what? Company column. Please cross check whether it is equal to Swiggy. Close bracket, close bracket. Control Shift Enter. Wow. Because it's a multiplication after all, I can use without using an array function, that's a sum product. As I told you, sum product is nature by default array. So you can simply go here, instead of sum, put sum product. You need not to do Control Shift Enter, just enter, copy and paste. How do you know that this is not an array formula? Because flower bracket is not coming before the formula and after the, before the equal sign and after the formula. That is an indication for me that it's not an array formula. Okay, now everyone please concentrate. Swiggy east side, if I want to get the total, could you please tell me using sum ifs how I need to solve? Equal to sum ifs. I hope you all remembered the concepts of sum if and sum ifs. Sum range is nothing but sales column. Then I want Excel to look into the company column for Swiggy. Then I want Excel to look into the area column for east. Close bracket. Enter. Wow. So I want to have the same format of this, pay special value. I want to have the same formula. Wonderful. But is it possible to have using sum array? Yes. Equal to sum. I want to multiply sales column with what? True and false. How you'll get true and false? Company, please cross check whether it is equal to Swiggy. Close bracket, close bracket. If you do Control Shift Enter, you are trying to only cross check Swiggy. So this answer and above answer both are same. This and this both will be same. Okay. But I don't want just this. Multiply again. Why? Because now I want to cross check area also with east. Now you know what happened. Concentrate everyone. Let me do Control Shift Enter. You'll get the correct answer. Don't worry. First Excel decodes this part at the back end. Then Excel decodes this part because it's a constant. It's an array constant. It's a regular constant. Because I have used the equal sign, Excel look into this each value of area and cross check whether it is equal to east. So if I put F9, I'll get 499 one matrix of true and false. True will come wherever it's matching with east, false will come wherever it's not east. And also then Excel will go here, it decodes this, it also decodes this, it will give you true and false here. Then Excel will multiply this into this first. Because this is a 499 by 1 matrix of true and false, this is also 499 by 1 matrix of true and false. If this is true, if this is false, true into false is 0, false into false is 0, false into true is 0, true into true is 1. That means in these two combination of arrays, wherever true and true is there, then you will get a true as an answer. That's nothing but 1. Okay. That means wherever company is matching to Swiggy, also area is matching to east, you will get 1 as an answer. Let me put F9 to see whether we get 1 or not. Check it out. If you look into this array, there are many places where I got 1, 1, 1, 1. That means these all are the combinations, right? These all are 499 values. Now each value of these 499 will be multiplied with the sales. So wherever it is 1, it will take the value. If it is 0, it will be anyway 0. Finally, if I sum, I'll get the total of that. Control Shift Enter, I'll get my answer. If anyone having any question, please let me know. Sir, does without using the Boolean specification, can the answer be found? No. See, Booleans are very important in case of actually the array formulas. Now you got to know the logic of Boolean values, the power of Boolean values. No. Without Boolean, I doubt. Can we say in array usage, sum behaves like a logical formula, that is sum if? Yes. That's what I'm saying. Instead of sum ifs, you can still use sum function. As you already, as I already mentioned, some product also can be done. This is a very simple Control C, Control V. You need not to do sum here. You can simply put some product. Yeah, rather my point is, so you're saying, your question is, sir, does without using Boolean specification, can the answer be found? No. In this case, no. Why? Because in this case, at the backend, sum if function is working exactly like the same. It is cross-checking whether it is equal to this or not. Cross-checking means using a logical expression. Okay. So that's the reason in these cases, it's always required to use the equal sign. If I take maybe another bigger example, you'll get to know Radha. Still, if your question persists, then we can take up the question. Is that fine, Radha? Yeah. Now, okay, I think that there's a big question for one of the participant, Kasturi. Every number is multiplied with 20, but now 10 into 10, 20 into 20, 30 into 30. Yes, because that's what I told you. When you take one array constant, other regular constant, because Excel doesn't know to which value this regular constant has to be multiplied, so it will multiply for every value. But in the second example, Kasturi, you are taking an array having 1 by 3 matrix, another array having 1 by 3 matrix. Now Excel is smart. Okay, you're trying to multiply two 1 by 3 matrix. So Excel takes the first value with the first value of the second matrix, second value of the first matrix into second value of the second matrix, and so on. So that's the nature. You cannot question the nature. That is what at the back end, the logic of the entire arrays. You got the point, my friend? Yeah, array can, we say, works sequentially. Yes. Yes, as you said is right. If you take a range, in the range, whatever the sequential order, obviously it follows. Concentrate everyone. I'll take a little bigger example now. What I do, I will take, I'll take one more example. For example, it's not equal to Zomato. I have already covered this. Equal to West, then greater than or equal to 1st January 2015, less than or equal to 31st December 2016, then greater than or equal to 300, less than or equal to 500. Now I want you to write a formula. You must write a formula to get the total of this combination. Okay, here how many criteria are there? Criteria 1, criteria 2, criteria 3, criteria 4, criteria 5, and criteria 6. So let me try with sum ifs. Everyone please concentrate. Sum ifs. What is the first argument of the sum if function? Sum range. It's a sales column, comma. What is the second argument? Criteria range 1. Look into the company column. For what? For this joining with this, comma. What is the criteria range 2? Look into the area column. For what? For this joining with this, right? What is the criteria range 3? Date column. Look into the date column. For what? For this joining with this, comma. Fourth criteria is again date column. So look into the date column for this joining with this, comma. Now I need to cross check whether greater than or equal to 300. Where you can see whether it's greater than or equal to 300. Sales column, please check whether it is greater than or equal to 300, comma. Again look into the same column whether it is less than or equal to 500. Close bracket. Enter. 3523. So equal to formula text. Right? This is, I'm sure you all might have remembered. This is what the bigger formula we have written, right? Can we do this using sum as an array function? Yes, equal to sum. See, whatever the case it is, it has to multiply with the sales column because I want the result of this column. So sales multiply with company. Please cross check whether it is not equal to Zomato, and also multiply. Please cross check whether area is equal to West. And also please cross check whether date is greater than or equal to this. And also multiply, please cross check whether date is less than or equal to this. Also please cross check whether sales is greater than or equal to 300. multiply again, please cross check whether sales is less than or equal to 500. You know what Excel do at the back end? Excel decode all these logics. Have a look. First, Excel decodes this, then Excel decodes this constant. For your information, this is array constant, this is a regular constant. Because it's having 499 values, Excel will cross check whether this value is less than or equal to all these 499 values. I'm going to get true and false. Here also I'm going to get true and false. Here also I'm going to get true and false, true and false, true and false, and true and false. If I select this entire thing, if I put F9, you know what is my answer? Wherever all these combinations are matching, I'll get 1, otherwise 0, F9. Check it out. Very few you can find it. See how in the first row nothing, second row nothing, third row nothing, fourth row 1 year, 1 year. I can see 1 year, I can see 1 year, I can see 1, I can see 1, I can see 1, 1, 1. Now Excel decodes this. This is also having 499 values. So 470 is 4. Okay, first value into 0 is 0, second value into 0 is 0, third value into 0 is 0. So this respective value in the sales column, it will multiply. So if I do Control Shift Enter, I'll get my correct answer. Now what I do, I'll just take here instead of 31st March, 31st December 2016, let me put 2015. Wow. Let me put 31st December 31st March 2015, 0, because no value is there. So let me take 200, no. Let me take 100, no. Let me take 600, no. Let me take 700, no. This combination is not at all there. Okay, so let me take maybe till 4th month. Oops, how can this is giving me the answer but not that? Okay. I think somewhere I went wrong. Please allow me to accept 30. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. There is no 31st actually. So in the sum function, it might have considered as a text and it has given a wrong answer. Okay. So if I take 500, it's only one value. So that means this combination is only one value. That's a 650. So if you can see now, only one value is there. If I put F9 of this, only at one place you'll get 1. Take it out here. Only at one place. Now when I multiply this into this, don't worry, that exactly the position you'll get the value of 650. Take it out. Okay, that's the way the array works. If anyone having any question, please let me know. What I do now, I'll just take the same. Let me do Control C. Let me do Control V. The only difference is it's gonna be the sum product. I seriously request everyone, please practice. Without practice, it's gonna be very difficult. I've already shared the Dropbox link. So in the group, so you can just open the file, you can start working. So will some array functionality will get affected if we add a row in between the newly? Secondly, will this ignore the row added newly at the end of the array earlier? You are absolutely correct, Mr. Arun. If I add something in between, okay, it automatically considers because my range also, because if you observe, after all, I have taken a range here. Check it out. See, it's as simple as it. I can explain in this way. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. If I actually take this, or else, let me take this. If I take this range equal to sum, the answer is 100. What I do, I'll add one more row. Oh, because here I cannot. Yeah. Let me add one more value here. If you observe here, it has automatically expanded the range. But when I take a value here, 50, okay, it has, okay, it's expanding because it's automatically identifying very smartly. But in an array, Arun, range generally don't consider this. Let me take a blank Excel. You can see 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, what I do, I just take a sum function here, take the sum, take these 4 values, enter. For example, if you add a value, let's take 100. So this answer will become 200. But when I take 300, It's not taking automatically because I've taken a specific row. This is exactly the method it works. When you put a value at the end, okay, obviously it will not consider because I have taken a specific ranges like sales means D2 colon D500, company means A2 colon A500. So, but when you add something in between, add, now you take sales here in the drop box, the drop down. If you observe, this sales even considered those newly added rows also. Fade out. Yes. Okay. Clear. I had the doubt since this was dynamic array, why will not consider the last new one? Yeah. Okay. Since you clear the doubt, I'm okay. Now, friends, I'm coming back to the three assignments which we have done earlier. Okay, for the time being, this formula text I'm keeping height. Okay, because it looks very big. Let me hide this. Okay, now I want to solve all the three assignments using this I have done using sum ifs. I want to use sum as an array formula now. Can you tell me the formula to be I should write in the cell to get this answer? So I hope you all remembered. I want to get the total of a value between 1 to 100. So I have taken the sales. Then I want Excel to look into the sales column, which is greater than or equal to this value, sales column less than or equal to this value. To get the answer, what I need to do, sum, multiply the sales column, cross check whether the sales column, I'm sorry, cross check whether the sales column is greater than or equal to 1, and also multiply the sales column whether it is less than or equal to this, close bracket, close bracket. So what Excel does, Excel get all the values with the true if it is greater than or equal to 1, all the values for true if it is less than or equal to 100. If both are matching, then I'll get 1 as an answer. Excel takes the respective value from the sales column, Control Shift Enter and copy paste. Okay, once you do the copy paste, you'll get exactly the correct answers. Okay, so let me have the formula text to see the results carefully. Now you are masters in array formulas, but you need to use more examples to get the control on this. It's not that easy to understand immediately. It takes a little time for you to digest. Now, in this case, as you all know, I did the same method, sales column. I want a date that must be greater than or equal to. I built a date because I want to tell to the Excel, this is a date column. So that's the reason I built a date column. I asked Excel greater than or equal to this. And also this is a date column less than or equal to this. Okay, but instead, can we say array functionality, we manually enter the logic, and but in normal formulas, it is cross-checked in Excel with a 0 or 1. That's right. You're right. Okay, so can I solve this one using the array? Control C, paste special column width so that the same column width will come. So this is a sum ifs methodology 1 I followed. This is a sum ifs methodology 2. This is sum as an array I want to follow. Can anyone tell me what I need to do? Equal to sum, multiply the sales column with what? Many people may be thinking, Sarah saying date greater than or equal to date function. Okay, then 2010, comma 1, comma 1. Okay, again multiply date less than or equal to, then date of this, comma 12, comma 31st. Okay, if you think this is the method, maybe you may get the correct answer. I'm sorry. Okay, 1 second. So if date is greater than or equal to 2010, this and less than or equal to date of 02, just give me 1 second. I've just taken this date column. I'm cross-checking whether it is greater than or equal to 1st January this, and also I'm multiplying date column whether it is less than or equal to this value. 12/31st. I think it's a year, it's a month, it's a day. Okay, let me cross-check. This is a date of 31st December 20. 10, that serial number is 45, 43. Then this is a serial number of this one. So when I just cross check, this one must be everything true ideally. So when I multiply this into this, okay, so I should get, 1 second, let me take this formula from here to here, F9. So almost to trues, because true into a value is always true. So Control Z, so it's multiplying with the sales. Why it is giving me the wrong answer? Just give me 1 second. So what I have taken, okay, Control Shift Enter, but still, so I'm multiplying with the same. Oops, I'm sorry. Brackets are very important. You know what I have done? I forget to keep the bracket here because this is date function is over, and this is bracket for this boolean, and this is bracket for this boolean. Now if I do Control Shift Enter, I can copy paste, I'll get the same answer. But if you want to solve this, that means you need not understand the array formula. This is a wrong method. Okay, not wrong method, lengthy method. So this is the method 1, but very lengthiest. Let me solve the same with a simple method. You know what I will be doing now? Equal to sum. I want to multiply the sales data with, see, now I need to cross check whether this column is belongs to 2010 or not. You cannot simply take date, please cross check whether it is equal to 2010. Why? Because date is a serial number of the date, but year 2010 is a simple number. You cannot cross check with a very big number, this small number. But you cannot compare date with a year. So what I'm going to do, I want to compare year with the year. But from the date, how can you extract the year? In MS Excel, there is a function called year. Okay, if I keep the date in the year function, ideally in the year function, you need to give only one serial number. If you give one serial number, out of the serial number, it will extract the year and it's going to give the result. But in this case, how many serial numbers I have given? Date is nothing but 499 serial numbers. That means I want to tell to the Excel, Mr. Excel, in the formula, please work year function 499 times. That means you want Excel to do the repetitive calculation inside. That means you cannot enter, because enter is nothing but one calculation regular work. I need to do Control Shift Enter. Wow. So how simple this formula, comparatively, these two formulas have a look. This is very lengthiest, right? This is also very lengthiest, but this is the simple one. Okay, that's the advantage of array. Now let's look into the last assignment, which I have went here. Sum ifs is not possible, that's what I said. But let me try using sum as an array formula. Is it possible now? Yes, because sum multiply the sales column into what? I want to multiply the sales column with what? Month of date column. Please cross check, is it equal to this? Close bracket, close bracket. Guys, could you please tell me, if I do Control Shift Enter, do you think I'll get the correct answer? Do you think I'll get the correct answer if I do Control Shift Enter? Okay. Arun, think, observe, and answer. I'll not get the correct answer. You know why? Let me enter. Control Shift Enter. You'll get 0. You know why? Because, concentrate everyone. Concentrate everyone. Because month function results me the number, whereas I am trying to cross check with a Jan text. So when I select this and put F9, Excel gives me the serial numbers, okay, of the month. But whereas when I decode FW2, I got Jan. Will anytime this numbers will match with the text? No, all are false. Since all are false, you got the wrong value. So what I need to do, so I should not use the month function, I should use the text function there. But text function having two arguments in double quotation MMM. Wow. So at the back end, what happens, this text function works for 99 times. So now it is giving me all the month names in the short form. Because this is also a month name in the short form. Now I can cross check whether it's matching or not. As simple as it. So this is giving me the correct answer. Now you can simply drag this down to get the correct answer. As simple as it. If anyone having any questions, please let me know. Let me take the formula text. This is the advantage of using what happened. Copy. Oops, formula text is y2. Copy and paste. Okay, I don't want wrap text. Okay, this one also I don't want wrap text. Okay, so copy and paste. That's all. This is the way we can use the arrays. Now you got to know how important the arrays are. Now I'll give you one small question to all of you. With this, I can tell you whether you understood array or not. Friends, let me take the same data, copy. Yeah, or else let this be here. Okay. Now let me go to the end. See, it is possible for us to get the Swiggy total. Yes, sir. Yes, using a summing function. Summing, look into the company column for this, total the values in the sales column. If I ask you the question, I want to get the total for Swiggy and the Zomato both together. I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes time for everyone. What is the formula you write to get the total for Swiggy and Zomato both? Everyone, please put in the chat box what is the formula you need to write to get the total for Swiggy and Zomato both. For your information, Swiggy and Zomato both belongs to company column. Some array formula with Swiggy and Zomato. Yeah, that's what I asked. So what you are going to do? Sum if by using concatenate function. How come rather? Can you please put in the chat box? How can we write concatenate? Because if you concatenate Swiggy, Zomato, both text will be joined together. Swiggy and Zomato simultaneously, that's a manual method. So you guys are saying, Sharon, what you are taking here, copy here, and my, sum these two. That's a manual. I want in one formula, is it possible? Arun, can you unmute and speak? Tell me what is your method you are saying?
No, I meant Swiggy, Zomato.
In the sum function?
No, some array.
Okay, equal to sum sales multiply with what you are saying?
Swiggy, Zomato.
No. Tell me the formula. So you need to cross check company whether it is equal to Swiggy. Then
Zomato, followed by Zomato.
Excel doesn't understand this because how Excel understands this, first Excel calculates this because it doesn't have any the meaning of this one. Okay, don't worry. Let me do Control Shift Enter. So since Excel doesn't understand what is the meaning of comma in the sum function, so it is giving you the value error.
Understand. Okay.
Think beyond. Okay, now you'll get to know once I explain this example where you can use the sum function elaborately. Guys, concentrate. Equal to, okay, I want the total of Swiggy and Zomato both, right? Equal to. If I take this formula here like this, what is the meaning of it? I want to look into the company column for criteria. Here, how many criteria I have written? One criteria. And I want to get the total in this. Because I have taken only one criteria at the back end, my answer is one value. So in the other way around, sum if function is working only once in this case. Okay. But I want my sum if function has to work more than once. So what I need to do? I need to, instead of taking just AK9, let me take this. Concentrate, very important. Concentrate, very important. Ideally, you should take one criteria. But instead of one criteria, what I have taken? I have taken the array of two criteria. But for your information, I have taken criteria 2. Now, because instead of one value, I kept two values, what sum if function thinks, it has to work 2 times at the back end. First time it will take Swiggy, second time it will take Zomato. So let me do Control Z. If I do F9, 2 answers will be there at the back end. At the back end, I'll get 2 answers: 46678, 5182121. Okay. But if you enter, though it's 2 answers, because you are writing the formula into one single cell, you will get the first answer. So to get this answer, let me do Control Shift Enter. So these two values exactly fits here. But I don't want that. You know what I want? I will write sum before the sum if. If I write sum before the sum if, can you tell me what will happen? First, Excel decodes this. Then Excel works sum if function 2 times. So since Excel is working sum if function 2 times for AK9, then AK10, at the back end sum if gives Excel 2 values. So Excel is going to sum those 2 values. But when sum function works properly here when you execute as an array, because you need to tell to the Excel, it has to work sum function 2 times. So Control Shift Enter. Yes. Wow. This answer and this answer both are same. Now, let's take Swiggy. If I add simply Food Panda, if I want to get Food Panda, Food Panda, Food Panda, you know what happened? Let's take this. Let me drag this down. Let me drag this down. Control Shift Enter. Now Excel sum function works how many times? 3 times. Okay. Now if I take it Uber Eats, now if I want all these 4 values together to get as an answer, Control Shift Enter, I'll get this answer. Okay. So wherever there is a possibility to use one value, instead you can use more than one value. So the sum function absolutely works in those cases. What I'll be doing, I want to give you all an assignment. Let me close this. An assignment on the interest calculation. I don't know whether I have already given this interest calculation. Yes, everything in one formula. Don't worry. The assignment which I'll be giving you will be much more interesting, but do with careful, because it's not that easy. You need to put a little effort. This is most practical. Okay, I just got confirmation that I have not given that assignment to you. So just give me 1 second. Let me take an assignment from the FFD classes, but don't copy the assignment from anyone, please. This is for you, I'm giving, so you bet. Yeah, rather because since the topics are more and we are also going towards into the advanced topics, so than the assessment tests, I thought of giving every week one assignment, because you need to give a lot of confidence on the you need to get a lot of confidence on the rules and principles. So we have continued with the assessment test. Now I would like to go with the assignments more. Maybe after 2 to 3 weeks, put together as a consolidated one half-an-hour session we can have. Okay, let me copy that and let me paste here. Interest calculation. Let me open this. Everyone, please concentrate. I'm sure you can easily understand what this is. Okay. Okay, please concentrate. This is a very common practical problem which happens in our office. I'm sure this type of analysis or maybe reconciliation you might have done earlier. This is one of the ledger account of the client. So debit is nothing but a transaction, credit is nothing but the payment, right? So when there is a transaction, the debtor has to pay to the company within 15 days. If he is not paying within 15 days, from the 16th day, 15% interest has to be charged. I request every participant, please concentrate, because very important assignment. If you understand this assignment, the same methodology you can use for n number of different case studies. From the 16th day, company has to charge the interest 15% per annum. So I've given you the debits, credits. Let me take a small case study so that you can understand first manually, so that I can explain you the bigger case study. For example, let me take a ledger account of Saran Kumar in the company of ICI ledger account. Okay, so this is a date, then debit, then credit, then balance. Let's say 1st January 2021, just for the example, 2020, then 7th January 2020, then 9th January 2020. I'm just preparing a small clone data. 12th January 2020, 14th January 2020, then 18th January 2020, then 21st January 2020, 25th January 2020, and finally 29th January 2020. Okay, so 31st January 2020. Let me quickly take a couple of balances. There is a 12,000, there's a balance. There's a transaction of 5,000, there's a transaction of 6,000, there is a transaction of 8,000, there is a transaction of There's a payment here of 4,000. Okay. So what I do, I just take this minus this plus this minus this, copy and paste. So there is a balance of 27,000. Here there is a balance of 6,000 he paid. So here he paid 2 plus 5,000. Here he paid 5 means 3 plus 2. Okay, 4,000. Here 6,000 and here 6,000 consecutively one. Okay. This is a small data set I have taken because when you look into the bigger data, you may not understand exactly how to calculate. So that's the reason I made it manual. So in this case, first let us calculate the interest. How we need to calculate? Very simple. This 1st January, 12,000, he has to pay by 15th. By 15th, let's have a due date here, just for the understanding. This plus 15th. Okay, minus 1 because both are inclusive. So, but 14th, I got a payment of 4,000. This 4,000 actually belongs to this 12,000 because first transaction, first one. So, remaining 8,000 you need to pay. But do the client has to pay do Saran Kumar has to pay interest on 4,000? No interest, 0 interest because 4,000 he paid within the due date because he has to pay by 15th. 18,000, there's a payment of 6,000. Do you think this 6,000 is still belongs to this? Yes, because he had to pay 12,000 fully. But this 6,000 he paid on 18th, but ideally he has to pay by 15th. How many days? 3 days interest we should charge. 3 days interest on 6,000 because 6,000 he paid on 18th, 3 days delay, right? 21st he paid 5,000. Out of 5,000, this is 10,000 only, right? Out of 12,000 only 10,000 he paid. Remaining 2 still belongs to this. So 321, right? So actually he has to pay by 15. 15 minus 21, 6 days. 6 days interest we need to charge on 2,000. That's over. Then remaining 3,000 is belongs to this. This happened on 7th. 7 plus 15, 21st. So exactly paid on 21st. So 0 days interest on remaining 3,000. Now out of this 3,000, out of this 5,000, 2,000 is remaining. That 2,000 is actually here. So he has to pay by 21st, but he paid on 25th. So 4 days interest on remaining 2,000. Remaining 2,000 is belongs to the 6,000. The 6,000 due date is 23rd, but he paid on 25th. So 2 days interest on remaining 2,000. Okay. Now out of 6,000, 4,000 is still pending. So out of the 6,000, 4,000 is belongs to this. So, but he has to pay the 6,000 by 23, but he paid on 29th. So 6 days interest on 4,000. Remaining 2,000 actually belongs to 12th. 12th due date is 26th, but this is 29th. So 3 days interest on remaining 2,000, right? This 6,000 is belongs to 12th. 12th he has to pay by 26th. So he paid on 31st. So 5 days interest on 6,000. Ideally, this total, once you calculate the interest, is nothing but the interest payable as on 31st January 2020. For a small data, we have taken this much time. You know what I have done for you? I have taken 400 records. So I request you to give me the interest as on 31st March 2015. If you look into the data, this data is belongs to 2013. Okay, so let me even clone this data. I don't want 2013. I want to be a little ahead. So year of, so what I'll be doing if I want to add the years, can anyone tell me the functions? So I want to take year of this, then I want to take month of this. Just have patience. I'm just cloning this data with the latest years. Copy this and paste here. If you observe, this is actually the date format, exactly the same date, but I want it has to be plus 6 years. So if you see, wow, correct. I want as on 31st because 2021 31st had to happen. So let's take 5 years. So copy this, paste special values. Wonderful. Now let me remove this. So I want interest as on 31st 2020. Okay. So if you see transactions start from 31st December 2018 till 11th March 2020 is there. I want you should calculate the interest as on 31st March 2020. Can you do this assignment? Don't worry, I'll give the answer in the next week. Or else, can I give you the assignment in a manual way so that you can do in array method? Or you want to try this on your own? Based on your feedback, probably we can. Even if you want me to give array, you want to try? You want me to give the manual? Normally, what is there in your mind? Can this assignment? What is there in your mind to get the answer? Okay, rather. Sir, we'll try. Okay, you do one thing, you try it. Next week, I'll give the answer manually as well as array method. You will get to know this entirely can be done, in a simplest way. But as I said, the method is very important. As I already told you, assignments, you cannot immediately start. First, 80% of the time you need to spend first on the paper. Structure it. Understand what you want as a last result. Then you can start working one after other. Okay, so you can use any number of columns for this. You can use supporting columns. There is no restriction. Do whatever you want, but I want interest as on 31st March 2020. That's all. Okay, so yes, as in this case, we want interest. That's right. Let me save this. Friends, with this, let's look into the syllabus clearly. With this, I have closed all the functions and formulas. So 1, 2, 3, 3 parts are over. Of course, last 2 to 3 are just the introduction of Power Query, macros, and conclusion session. There, since we'll be having more time, the spillover I can cover here. Don't worry. Okay. So friends, from next week onwards, we will go with the analysis part. One is the filter, the other one is the sort, data validation, conditional formatting, pivot table, advanced pivot table, and so on. Don't miss the session from the coming week. Since we have another 15 minutes, what I'll be doing, I'll quickly cover another small concept. Okay, in the sorting, we'll cover the simple sorting here. Then we can go into the filter, data validation in the next session. Sorry, if possible, extend the session. Sir, we would love to attend. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If possible, definitely I'll extend the session. No problem. So let me prepare the data quickly for the sort. So what I do, I will take the same data. Preparing a data itself is an art. So once you start preparing, you can work with a little faster the shortcuts, sales. So let me have the company. I can have any company. You can have the vendor names and so on. Let me have Facebook. Let me have WhatsApp. Let me have Signal. Okay, latest one. Let me have Twitter. Let me have Instagram. Okay. Select this and drag this down. I just taken file. Let this be as it is. So let me take, let the data be bigger, no problem. Area, east, west, south, north. Okay, let me drag this down. I want to have random dates equal to rand between date of 2010 1 date of 2018 and 2020 12/31st. So enter, copy and paste. So you can just change the format. Short date then equal to rand between 100 to 1000. Let's be bigger, 10,000. Copy, paste. I'm doing copy paste special value because I don't want my random numbers to change. Okay. So friends, this is the data which I would like to use for sorting, filtering, advanced filtering. There's a concept of advanced filtering also. Let me tell you the meaning of sorting. Okay, sorting can be done for three values. Okay, sorting can be done. Okay, sorting types. Row-wise sorting, column-wise sorting, column sorting, row sorting. Many people doesn't know that it can even sort row-wise. This is by default. Okay, if you want the column row-wise sorting, you should change it. Sorting can be done for values, formulas, then format. Only limited format, that is the colors or whatever you'll get to know. So out of the, oh sorry, it's gonna be values in format. You can't sort the formulas. Okay, so let me take this. In the values, sorting is again possible for numbers, rather text, numbers, and date. Arun, actually your question having the answer, because when you sort it, the data is reshuffling from one place to the other place. While you are in the filtering, you can just do the sorting, because that's a limitation of the sorting. When you want to do the sorting, first you copy paste the original data somewhere, then you do apply the sorting, because once you sort the data, then it reshuffles the data, the position. That's a limitation. I think you have given the answer also. There is no logic behind it. Sorting means it sorts the data. Obviously, it changes the position. If that is the case, you should not sort. You better use it filter. You should not sort. You better use the filter. Otherwise, if you want to use the sort, I can give you a technique. Don't worry. Okay, later we can understand. You can put the numbers beside the data. Then later, if you want to go back to the original position, you can sort those numbers. I'll cover anyway. Text sorting is basically two ways: A to Z, Z to A order. Number sorting is smallest to largest and largest to smallest. Date sorting is oldest to newest, newest to oldest. Okay, so these all are the three ways of sorting we have. But the very important sorting in case of text is we do have a sorting called custom sorting. The custom sorting is basically, let's say for example, I have east, west, south, north. If I sort this data A to Z, could you please tell me what is the order? Anyone? The order is very simple: east, north, south, west. Could you please tell me Z to A? Simple. West, south, north, east. But I don't want either this sorting or this sorting. I want my Excel to sort this data east, west, okay, east, north, west, south. Okay. If this is the order I want, this we call it as a custom sorting. Okay. Now what I do, I just go to this data for sort. Okay. This is data. I'm sorry. Okay, for in spelling data. This is the concept of sort. Let's go here. Let's go here. Alt DS is the shortcut for the sorting. Okay. Sorting Alt comma D for data, S for sort. So it's basically sort Alt DS. So Alt DS. So the shortcut is Alt comma D comma S. Simple. Let's go here. Alt DS. Let me save this file as a sorting. here. I'm gonna put this in the batch number. Today is 23rd, yeah, 17th. Short. Yeah, there's a question. One simple doubt, forget to ask earlier. Does the flash fill work based on array functionality? No, actually. See, uh, flash fill is only for extracting something or joining something or abbreviations and so on. Flash fill cannot work for the formulas, Arun. Array is basically the formula related, whereas flash fill is related a text because it automatically fills the data for the entire data range. That is only guessing the data. If you confirm the pattern, it's a preview basically. But dynamic array is entirely different. Okay. Now let me do all the yes. This is the pop-up, you get it. Otherwise, you can go to the data tab, you can go to the sort, and you will get the same pop-up. Okay. Friends, we'll go to each and everything, don't worry. When you click this, my data has headers unchecked. That means you are confirming that your data doesn't have any headers. That means it will even sort the first row. But you don't want first row to be sorted, then you can just click this. Okay. Now, Excel is smart. Based on the majority values, it will check whether it's a text or number or a boolean, because one column can have number and text both, right? But how do Excel check the order? It is based on the maximum value. When I select the company, see, you got A to Z. When I select the area, you got A to Z, Z to A, custom list. Custom list, you'll get to know it later. When I take dates, because majority of the values in this column are dates, it automatically given the oldest to newest, newest to oldest. When it comes to the sales, okay, when it comes to sales, smallest to largest, largest to smallest, automatically it does. Okay, so Excel can understand automatically. And also, as I told you, by default, it's a column wise sorting. But if you want the row wise sorting, you can just go to the options. You can ask Excel sort left to right. Okay, once you click OK, now it has given me, because as there are so many rows are there, it has given that row wise row number. Okay, we can look for example also for that, don't worry. You can even have an option for a case sensitive. You want the sorting to happen case sensitive? Yes. Now this can be even for colors. You can have sorting based on the cell color, font color, and conditional formatting icon. You know, conditional formatting icon I'm going to give you a little later when you talk about the conditional formatting. Now I want to sort based on the cell values. When I ask Excel to sort based on the company, once I put A to Z, once I click OK, the entire row will reshuffle from one position to the other position. Once I click OK, Facebook appeared on top. Don't think that only company column got changed. Along with the company column, the entire row reshuffled. That is the biggest disadvantage of the sorting. But friends, even then there is a technique through which you can get into the original position. You know what I do? I can have a serial number. If you want to apply sorting for any of the data, I can have 1, 2, then you can simply drag this at the end. Then you apply the sorting. Sort. Let me have the company wise sorting. No problem. Okay. Then I want to have area wise sorting. No problem. Then I want to have area wise sorting first, sorry, company wise sorting first, then area wise sorting. No problem. Check it out. Facebook east is there, then Facebook north, Facebook south, Facebook west, then again Twitter, sorry, Instagram east, west, south, north, and so on. But if you want to come back to the original position, I think Arun, you asked this question, right? If you want to come back to original position, simple. Go here, go to the serial number, just delete all these. I don't want any of these levels. I want to add a level. I want to go to the serial number, sort. So this is what the original position. Yeah. Now you got the clear. When you have a serial number, when you know that the data you need to get it back, you add a serial number so that you can later simply sort based on the serial number so that that automatically come back. Okay, it has a limitation, but we need to overcome by using other methods. So let's have a sorting of different one. Data originality is not lost. Yes, you are correct. Now Because when originality of the data is very important, especially when you use the functions like a match function. Because what match function does, it look into the position of the value what you are looking into a column. When the data original position is changing, obviously the result of the match function will change. So in those cases, you better use this type of technique, so that after end of everything, you can simply sort back with the serial number, you'll get it back. So, but what is your area-wise sorting? If you observe, I'm sure you can see here east first, then north, then south, then west. But if I want neither east nor west nor south nor A to Z or Z to A, I'll go to the custom list. I already covered this custom list very elaborately. I want east, west, south, north. This is the order I want. Add in the memory. Now you select this, click OK. Once you select it, automatically there are two got added. Whatever you are taking the custom list, that order and this order. If I select this, my sorting will happen in this way. First east, then west. If I'm not wrong, I have taken the custom list. Oops, it's taking a lot of time. Yeah, west, then sort and so on. See, this is very important, when, especially when you want to sort the data, especially when there is a hierarchy of the names. You want your boss name should come on top. Okay, let's say the CEO name. Then below the data must be belongs to the GM. Then below the data must belongs to the deputy manager, then the associate. Okay, if that is the case, if you just sort the data, keeping the CEO among clerks and associates looking little bad, because even for the comparison, if that is the case, then probably you can take the description in the custom list, then you can sort the data. I hope you got the intention when to use the custom of sorting. Okay, let's say if the same data is vertically, let me copy this data, go here, paste special to convert this into horizontal. What I need to do, transpose. Now you can still do this. Go here. I don't want column wise, but I want row wise, left to right. Then I want my second row to be sorted. Okay, if you observe, when it is a row wise sorting, this doesn't have any meaning. So it will not give you my data as it is. So I want my first row has to be sorted. Then once I click OK, so I'll get my automatically. But for your information, A column headings also got changed. So what I'll be doing, I'll ignore that. I'll go for sorting. Then I want row wise sorting. Let me click OK. Then I want first row. Then let me click OK. See, it got sorted everything automatically. Do you know in the bank audit, especially in case of CCDP files, when you do the text column, first column will come, then fifth column, then ninth column, then 13th column, then again second column, then sixth column, and so on. If that is the case, this is the technique even I follow to sort the columns also, because in CCDP file, in BR12Y file of Andhra Bank, you will be having 34 to 40 columns. You want to arrange properly the columns into the proper order. Many people, does in these cases, for example, okay, let me cover in this way. There are 10 columns actually. So this is column 1, this is column number 2, and I drag it, there are 10 columns are there. Okay, but I want actually this as a 7th column, this as a second column, third column, and I want this as a 4th column, this is 5th column, then I want this as a 6th column, this as a 7th column, and finally this as an 8th column. Okay, now normally what we do it manually. We cut this and we'll paste here, then we'll cut this, we'll paste here. Instead, what I'll do, I'll just go for sorting, then I'll go for row wise sorting, then I'll just click OK. I want my first row to be sorted. Let's click OK. Let me give this. See, you got exactly the position what you want. Let me save this data, close it. Friends, the Dropbox link I already shared in the group even today also. It is only one link. You will get access to the entire folder of all 25 weeks. That's all for today's session, guys. If you have any question, you are free to ask me. If you have any question, probably you can even put into the WhatsApp. That's all. Thank you so much. Let me stop sharing. Is there anyone from the Vijayawada branch? There is only week 12 working files. No, rather, I have also shared one No, not that one. Not all the links. Only one link I have already forwarded. It has all the folders. Please check it out again. If not, I'll share it again. That's all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. See you all next week. And also, please complete the assignment and come back so that I'll give the answer. Thank you so much. Bye bye.